President, I rise to speak against revoting this cloture. And the main reason is that we are not going to be allowed to have amendments. That is unacceptable because though we have worked diligently with the sponsors of the cybersecurity bill on the floor, a number of the ranking members of the relevant committees that have jurisdiction over cybersecurity have an alternative bill, the Secure IT Act, that we would like to be able to put forward as an alternative or have an amendment process that would allow our approach to have a chance to prevail anyway. Now, we're aware that the President is signaling his intention to issue an executive order. But an executive order is not sufficient to really give the encouragement and the protection to the companies in the reporting lines to allow them to share information with other companies that might have the same type of threats in the same industry area or with the federal government. And I'm sorry that we're not going to be able to have amendments that would allow us to perfect this bill. Let me say that the proponents of Senate Bill 3414 acknowledge that it is important to have a collaborative effort between the businesses that run almost 90% of our nation's networks and the federal government. And we agree with that, which is why we have worked with the private networks and the companies that run them to fashion a bill that would give them immunity if they share information and to give them the direct reporting capabilities to go directly to the defense agencies. Because we believe that the agencies that regulate the communications and the military industrial base programs would have more of an understanding of the needs and what can be done to launch a counterattack in a direct way. The bill that is on the floor, however, requires everything to go through the Homeland Security Department. And those of us who are supporting Secure IT believe that it should be a direct reporting requirement to the agency of regulation or to the defense agencies. The sponsors of our bill are the ranking members of 8 subcommittees and committees that have jurisdiction in this area. Senators McCain, Chambliss, Grassley, Murkowski, Coates, Burr, Johnson, and myself. And we believe that the consensus items in our bill are preferable to the bill that is before us that we are not going to be allowed to amend. The Secure IT offers the balanced approach that will significantly advance cybersecurity in both the public and private sectors. First, to facilitate sharing of cyber threat information between the private sector and government, allow the reporting to go to the defense agencies where the response can be direct, not filtered through Homeland Security. Secondly, it gives liability immunity for sharing among the industries that might be affected, as well as the defensive actions that are taken. This is essential because you even need antitrust immunity if you are going to share vital information on this issue so that you're not going to get sued for collaborating with a competitor. And it is in our country's interest, and I think our private sector companies want the ability to help secure all of our networks because we know that this is a real threat. Secure IT has the overwhelming support of the network operators that are trying to gear up to defend against cyber threats. Because it will help their members protect their networks, we have the endorsement of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, and I would ask unanimous consent to submit the letter from the Chamber of Commerce dated November 14th of this year for the record.
Without objection.
And the National Association of Manufacturers, the American Fuel and Petroleum Manufacturers, the American Petroleum Institute, U.S. Telecom, National Retail Federation, Financial Services Roundtable, Internet Security Alliance, and the CTIA, the Wireless Association. We can come together to pass the areas of secure IT that would allow better cooperation and also a reporting relationship that they understand and know they will be able to defend against the cyber attacks with. We believe it is a superior bill and would like the ability to amend the bill on the floor to perfect it so that we could send a bill to the House. If we are not able to get this bill this year, certainly I hope it will be started again with all of the relevant committees, doing the markups, doing the discussion that is required for a bill of this magnitude. Many of the committees did not have markups, they did not have input into the bill until it was introduced. The committee process does work when we're able to use it, and I hope that we will be able to go back to the drawing boards, or if the majority would allow amendments down the road, if we have the time later this year, we would love to continue working with the sponsors of the legislation to see if we could come up with the amendments to which everyone could agree. It's been a tough road. We've all tried hard. I think the sponsors of the bill are sincere in wanting to improve the systems. The ranking members that have co-sponsored the Secure IT, who also have jurisdiction of this area, also are sincere. And I hope that we can come together, hopefully later this year, but if not, certainly in the new year with the new session. Let's start from the beginning and go through all the committees of jurisdiction so that there can be a real consensus and a give and take. So, Mr. President, I thank you and I yield the floor.